Good morning, Bitcoins. Today is Thursday, February 17th, 2021. I'm Thomas Hunt, joined by Josh Shigala, and
Hey,
today we're going to talk about Bitcoin Super Bowl commercials in the year 2021. Josh, it's almost incredible that we have these commercials, right? Can you even imagine? I mean, you were earlier Bitcoiner than myself, even. Can you imagine the thing that you got into way back in those days, suddenly having Super Bowl commercials?
it's amazing, right? I mean, we're really at the stage, and some would say we are on the moon. I mean, uh, it was always the moon, and you're like, where is the moon? Well, I think like having commercials or very large crypto companies be able to casually afford massive amounts of campaigns, not only on the Super Bowl, but also we have large billboards here in Berlin. So for crypto.com, we have, and they're everywhere. I mean, they're just on a massive spending spree.
Well, it's also, it seems like multiple new generations of Bitcoiners have come in to take up the charge. I saw something yesterday called Bitcoin Day, and it was happening in Sacramento. And I was like, hey, that's where I live sometimes. And I'd never heard of it. I'd only met one of the people, which is still
Yeah.
pretty good. It's pretty good to know somebody there. But yeah, it's great. It's all new people. They had some really nice looking, fancy speakers, commercial people with big experience. So it's totally different than it used to be when they just let any old idiot get up there and speak.
Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Let's have a look at the very first. Are you
All right,
wanting?
so our first one is a little bit of a, let's see, optimize for video clip and share sound. This is a bit of a mention. So do you want to watch the whole commercial or do you want me to skip just to the mention?
Oh, let's do the whole commercial. Why not?
All right, so here we are, Expedia. They've got Ewan McGregor, of course, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Train Spotting for you into old films. And here he is. Let's hear him talk about stuff made to travel. It's a 60-second commercial by Expedia.
Stuff. We love stuff, and there's some really great stuff out there. But I doubt that any of us will look back on our lives and think, I wish I'd gotten a slightly sportier SUV, bought an even thinner TV, or found a trendier scent. I wish I'd discovered a crunchier chip, found a lighter light beer,
We're going to war. Get him another sword, a lighter one.
or had an even smarter smartphone. Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy? Or the places we didn't go?
So there we are, Expedia.
There was
What
the
a
mention.
funny commercial, huh? Like all the things that he's describing, a better chip, a better SUV, a lighter beer, better phone. And it's clearly the theme of the commercial is FOMO, practically a crypto theme. But did you see the mention, Josh? Or
No, I totally missed it.
all right, I'll go back just a little bit. Here we go. Hold on, everybody. We're gonna go back to the commercial. I mean, I saw this. I was watching the Super Bowl live, and I saw this as our first little mention here. It's in the background. You got to look in the background. Here we go.
Do you think any of us will look back in our lives and regret the things we didn't buy?
And there it is in the background. There's a floating, looks like maybe an E for Ethereum, but it's got the two lines through it like it's Bitcoin. And he's saying, yeah, he's kind of just, tapping crypto just a little bit. So what do you think, Josh? He said, anything of us will regret the things we didn't buy?
Well, it's very different to buy stuff than to buy something that will appreciate in value. Because I'm pretty sure most Bitcoiners regret not buying Bitcoin earlier, or buying more ETH on the as soon as the private sale happened, like on the ICO, like stuff like that. You think, I do kind of regret not, actually taking the white paper of Ethereum a little bit more seriously instead of just writing it off as I'm like, nah, just another Bitcoin, because it was a little bit different, So well, very different. But so yeah, I really like the commercial though, in terms of where society's going. I know that I read a huge study about how millennials are more likely to invest in experiences rather than stuff. So rather than get, a thing, they would rather buy a hot air balloon ride. Yeah.
And that's definitely the theme of this commercial. They want you to go out and travel. They want you to use their Expedia travel software to get hotels and cars and planes and whatever. It's a great commercial. I like the way he walks through everything. It must have been very difficult to shoot. A lot of people in the background, a lot of extras, a lot of things that people might not even see their first walk through the commercial. You didn't even see the crypto reference. When I was watching it this time, I was getting a lot closer to like the crispier chip and the lighter beer and the nicer cell phone. And it's just a great commercial, all about FOMO, missing out. Good job, Expedia. Nice little cute crypto mention. This next one's also a very small crypto mention, so I want to cue you in beforehand, Josh, make sure you get it. This one is a Bud Light commercial called Bud Light Next. They're doing all these hard ciders and hard seltzers and things, putting old names on them. But this one has what I believe to be a very strong NFT reference. So keep an eye out for that as we're going to watch Bud Light Next.
Gotta move. Gotta get out. Gotta leave this place. Some other place, some brand new place, some place where each face that I see won't be staring back at me, telling me what to be and how to be it. Some place where I can just be me. Gotta move. Got to get out. Gotta leave this town. Gotta change my life. Gotta find my life. I'll find me a place in some new town. And baby, when I find me that new place, then maybe I'll gotta move.
Zero in the way of possibility. Introducing Zero.
Bud Light Next. Watching it back, first thoughts, I like that song. Very catchy, kind of sounds like 20s and 30s, but newer. Clearly the commercial, it has a lot more than I saw the first time. It seems to me like it has a bit of a metaverse feeling, if we want to go there. The woman performing the concert in virtual reality where she's a giant and everyone's small, clearly a kind of a Facebook concert or a Fortnite concert, wherever you want to go with that. What do you think, Josh? Did you catch the NFT reference? Do you agree with me? It's an NFT reference.
Yeah, it's absolutely an NFT reference. I also like the Shirley Bassey-esque song in the background there. Very nice. It's funny seeing this the crypto culture melt into mainstream culture or pop culture, and I think NFTs really were the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of that step, not just to investment culture and for greed, but also out of interest in aesthetics and art. And so seeing this, put into a Bud Light commercial on a Super Bowl is very surreal for me, but it's also very cool. Yeah.
Well, it's not just that Bitcoin or cryptocurrency won in a financial sense. We also won in a cultural sense, just as, and I never believed it would happen, but just as I've seen, nerd or geek culture elevated to number one, we're seeing crypto culture elevated in the same way. At first, people collected Bitcoin and Ethereum and other things because they thought they were valuable. They're going to sell for more, all the different reasons, et cetera, et cetera. Now they're collecting these NFTs, these little pieces of crypto, kind of crypto related tangentially, right? And they're spending tons of money. They're way into them, and it's influencing the culture. As you can see from this frame right here, it's a classic kind of a rich house or art gallery, and all of the paintings have been transformed into these NFT type things, landscapes. Obviously the goofy glasses on the classical painting looks like a blue bubble being blown by maybe Isaac Newton or somebody here. Crazy backgrounds. I mean, these are clearly digital art. They're meant to be digital art.
Screen.
And also it's interesting to see the guy here with the curly hair and the backpack and stuff. This isn't normally his house, but maybe it is now. It's kind of I think it's a generational commercial. It really feels like the millennial or perhaps Gen X, Gen Z are on their way up with this commercial. They're becoming mainstream. The commercial is like, do what you want to do. She's in that kind of boring thing. She falls through the crack. She's playing video games on a keyboard, on a chair. Is very different. And then she becomes a metaverse rock star by the end. So what do you think? Good commercial, effective? I mean, artistic, surely.
Yeah, but I got to say that can design is just horrible. Like I would not drink a beer out of a white can with a slightly blue. Like it just doesn't feel like beer. Here in Germany,
What's so interesting, Josh, is I don't think it is beer. I think this is their seltzer brand, hard seltzer. Again, good for people that don't drink. Again, an entry-level product. Just want to get you in the door, with alcoholism. And it's very funny because they've put their traditional name, Bud Light, which I agree means watered down yellow beer. And they've put it on this seltzer. And I think some of their early commercials, they actually had to joke. They're like, it's confusing everyone. Why would all these classy women drink Bud Light? But I think that's why they put it in the white can. They want to look different.
I see. Okay. Well, there you go.
But it's a big craze here, the hard seltzer craze.
Well, here in in Germany, I'm in Spain at the moment, but in Germany, where it's very, very popular to have alcohol-free beer. You get it everywhere. You get it in the pool halls, just wherever you go. Every restaurant, you ask for an alcohol-free beer, you'll get it. And most people drink it. Even sport at like big marathons, they'll hand you alcohol-free beer because it's a good electrolyte. And so they like it for the electrolytes. But and so you get these like marathon runners grabbing a beer on the way. It's just only in Germany,
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It sounds like a friend of mine who was afraid to drink water and other things because they weren't processed. So he said beer and soda and other things were much safer. Depends where you go in this world. All right, the next one is probably the most popular, most controversial commercial of the Super Bowl.
It's amazing. How much money?
Well, and the ad team that developed this, you're in-house and you're like, we should do the DVD screensaver.
Yeah.
See, now, one of the key parts here, that's the 30-second mark. It's still going. This is a minute-long commercial.
Holy no.
Can you imagine you're at home, you got your big screen, all your friends are over, you got chips. This crazy QR code's on the screen. Who's going to be the first one to get out their phone and click it?
Seriously, everyone.
Everyone at the party. And when they click it, they find out they can get, I don't know, $15 worth of free Bitcoin from Coinbase if they sign up. Are you ready for it, Josh? Oh, there it is.
Oh.
And now again, let's talk the end first. What a classic cool end. It looks like a VHS commercial. It looks like an error type screen, like whoopsie. We whoopsied on our big Super Bowl commercial. Yeah. But let's go back to the commercial. This thing got, let me say, I wrote it down, 20 million hits in a minute.
Amazing. I congratulate Coinbase, because Coinbase for me has always been very straight edged, very boring. In terms of they deal with crypto, so they're not that straight edge, but they're branding, their corporatism. It's more like a bank. For them to come out with that is amazing. I take my hat off to them for that.
Well, and especially when compared to their other commercials, they don't run this one all the time. This was a one-off, just like the Apple Super Bowl commercial. They got everyone to click. They got everyone to talk about. Their other commercials are filled with words and words on the screen. So it's a reading commercial. It's like crypto, NFT, all these words. It's lazy, cheap, average, boring.
It's very, very interesting, and I think it's one of these things that it taps into what humans use a lot, especially in YouTube. You say like, and this is actually all clickbait. It uses this. So you say, you won't believe what so and so said about this person. And you're like, what? So you leave a question of what is it? What I want to find out. Like, or this commercial has been banned in Texas, and you're like, what commercial, what thing? And so you click on it, and having a QR code that's just bouncing around makes you think the same thing. What is behind that? And everyone's used to QR codes now, generally. And most phones have got it standard in the camera app nowadays. So you can just point your phone at it and go there. And I think it's absolutely brilliant. I got an ad in the post. It was just junk mail. It was a little envelope, and I opened it up. It was just a card with a QR code. Nothing on there, nothing at all. To the household, it said at the front. And everything else I threw out. I didn't even glance at. But this, I'm like, what is it? So of course, take out my phone, have a look. And it was someone trying to raise money for their film funding for some film that they are doing. So they let her drop this everywhere. And again, worked very similar to this commercial. It's just a QR code. I think it's very, very clever, and it shows a little bit of gall to do something that that different.
Now, before we go into how much I like the commercial because it's measurable, I can hear the security professionals complaining in my ear. Okay, so you click a QR code, it's kind of like a link. So it loads a link in your web browser. If that's enough to hack and kill your computer or your phone or whatever, you don't have a very good phone or very good computer, right? I know that these commercials are going to be copied. You've already got a card in the mail that, essentially copied it, even though they don't know each other. And I think people are going to click on links. I think they're going to click on QR codes. If we want to get all security upset, this is a vetted QR code in a, I don't know, $1 million Super Bowl commercial, $12 million, something like that, right? It's not going to be full of malware, guys. You look like idiots when you overreact to this. There's a huge Twitter, blah, 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 they're clicking on things. What do you think, Josh? Is this a security problem? Obviously, it's going to be used in advertising forever. This is going to be taught in advertising books, history, everything. This was the #1 commercial by Adweek. So it's not just, advertising curious, casual people like us. Yeah. The professional advertising people saw this ad. They saw what we saw. The extra 30 seconds is a huge thing. The first 30 seconds, maybe you wouldn't click. But that minute, it drags on. And you're there, you got your beer, your chips, you got all your friends. I'll click it. I remember I clicked it. I thought it was Coinbase right away, actually. And then it was. And I was overjoyed and thrilled and just thought it was great. But what do you think, Josh, about the security implications of clicking on a QR code?
The only security implication is very similar to ones that you see at restaurants or at ATMs, and that's that someone comes along and puts their own QR code over the top. And so this could happen where maybe someone takes this commercial, re-uploads it to YouTube with their own QR code, and it says, Coinbase is giving away $1 million, send, $50 here and we send you double back.
Or even better, log in with your existing Coinbase account. Give me your username and password to this false link that would look just like the Coinbase website for sure.
Yeah. So there is that, but this trick will only work for so long. Once it's been done twice, 3 times, you can't do it anymore. No one's it's just another QR code. And it's because people are still intrigued by the QR code. It's because they're intrigued by the concept of not knowing, that clickbait sort of concept. And I just don't think it can be done too many times more.
And I think that leads into the great decision they made to go with the no words. I mean, maybe I would have put, hey, get free Bitcoin or $10 free or click here or use your phone or some kind of instruction, right? But when you narrow it down to no words, just a QR code, and then at the end, it's a very small detail, but this kind of VHS style blue screen paid for by Coinbase, this in the upper right hand corner, drops.coinbase.com, and kind of VHS style lettering on screen display. It's the little things. And I don't know which commercial house made this. I don't think it's the same house that made their boring text words slamming at you commercial that they play all the time. But they were worth it. They brainstormed. They really got to it. I agree with Adweek. Best commercial of the thing. And again, like I was going to say earlier, the trackability. So I used to do Google ads and Facebook and stuff like that, trying to get people to use purse.io. And, it's hard, but you do get those reactions where it's like, oh, 50% of the people clicked on the ad, or 10% clicked on this ad, and you tweak it a little and more people click. This Super Bowl commercial is like that. They know 20 million people clicked in the first minute. They know this many people signed up. This many people stopped on step 3. The ad, they had about a 2-day or 48-hour period where you could sign up to get the $15. I'm sure they gave away around $3 million. They ran out of money at some point, but they still kept taking signups. You could still sign up for the website even if the contest is over. And they know exactly how many users they've got. What's even better, they have this thing called a cohort, so they can say these users all came in with this user. How much money did we make from the Super Bowl commercial? They can tell you probably to the penny every single day forever. Like if those users become big users and spend a lot of money there, use a lot of fees, they know exactly how much this commercial generated, which might be depressing. It might not be $12 million, but unfortunately, I'd wager it is.
Look,
20 million hits in a minute. I mean,
I've seen the crypto.com commercial a fair few times. We've played it on this channel. I've never gone to crypto.com because of it. If I saw that commercial, I would most likely scan it just to see how it works and how it goes. I mean, that, I'm not the typical person, but in terms of like crypto, because I'm in it so deep. But yeah, I definitely would be more susceptible to this QR code than the general, go to this website and type it in.
Oh, exactly. Well, it's a call to action. All the other commercials are the old school commercials and that was the kind of stuff I would do at Purse. And it's a bummer because you can't quantify it, right? If people have a good feeling about your website and they go there to shop, you can't measure that good feeling. And the same thing for these crypto.com. Maybe it gets in the back of my head. I'm like, Matt Damon told me I should buy Bitcoin. I should go to that crypto.com thing. But that's got to I've got to watch the commercial 10 times. It's got to irritate me. It's sand in my shoe. It's like, I'm going to do it now. I'm an oyster. I'm going to make a pearl. And not this one.
You're going to make a pearl out of your stinky shoe.
Dude, there's sand in my mouth. It becomes a pearl. And, but this one, actionable, modern. It's a very modern commercial. I mean, I think it goes, the other ones they've done like the first half of the commercial, and then they'll stop. That's like a little movie. They want you to go watch the movie. Similar to that, it's that extra action, and especially from an advertising perspective, it's that measurable extra action. They know you're clicking it.
It taps into the new younger crowd because it's kind of hip to be that sort of glitchy, minimal stuff. I mean, we see it with like CryptoPunks and this sort of pixel art, but we also see it in gaming. The young gamers love the pixel art platformers that are just made by really sort of tiny teams, independent gaming teams, and so this sort of retro thing calls the older people that have a lot more money, that are maybe in their 40s, but also calls out to the people in their 20s that are like, how cool is this? This is just something different. So yeah, well done, Coinbase.
That's another good point, Josh. There's nothing to attach your image to in this ad. We watched that Expedia ad. It was a travel, younger image. The other ads, for older people, younger people, they have the song, even the song. If you didn't like the song in the Bud Light commercial, you're out, right? You're like, I like this kind of music, and that's not my kind. Yeah. This one, like the music's a little goofy, little cheap, but there's nothing to draw you away from it, nothing to offend you, nothing to say this is not for me. This is, it's a color. The colors on the QR codes are not offensive, or they're little bright colors. Great commercial, good for everybody. Universal. This is a commercial. If you speak a different language, you see a QR code, you click it. I'll bet they load the web page in your language. So if people are watching the Super Bowl globally, this commercial has no subtitles, has no words really, except for the ones at the end that are just the company name and such. I agree, Josh. Brilliant commercial. Fantastic work, Coinbase. Out of the park. Unexpected. Not like your other ads. Clearly a specialized company. Shout out to that advertising company. We don't know your name, but you guys did great work. Probably, I don't know. I think these ads are so crazy these days. You think the people must be on a ton of drugs and staying up all night. And I can only imagine that's where this idea came from, an amazing brainstorming session, somebody sparking fire, going crazy, everybody else on board. probably right away. Having to pitch this to the people at Coinbase, it's like, yeah, we're going to take all your money and we're going to make this. But they had to see it too. They had to know it, not just the clicking, but like the old timiness, the circus music, like you're saying, the colors. Like people would attach to this, and they did great. All right, let's go on to the next commercial. This one's from FTX. Sorry.
How many more have we got? Sadly, I've got a hard cutoff.
Got this one, the LeBron James, the eToro. We got 3 or 4 more.
All right.
We'll try to go fast. I don't know. Here's FTX with Larry David.
I call it the wheel.
I don't think so. This is a miss.
Brother David, behold! It's a fork.
I got 10 forks right here, baby! A toilet? We're not animals. We go outside like humans.
Hancock.
No king! The people shall have the right to vote.
Even the stupid ones? Edison, can I be honest with you? It stinks. Nobody's going to the moon, ever. Why not? It's far. It's too far. It's far.
の未来はポータブルミュージックです。
バカか。出ていけ。バタリがいてもやるぞ。バタリ。
Like I was saying, it's FTX. It's a safe and easy way to get into crypto.
I don't think so. And I'm never wrong about this stuff. Never.
Awesome. I mean, I'm a big fan of whatever Larry does. I just end up laughing at that guy. Yeah, it's also really, some of this narrative is something that we've been going on about in Bitcoin land for a long time. We highlight the people that have said, I'll never be anything. We had there was a whole subreddit called, was it called shitcoin?
Buttcoin.
Buttcoin. It was called Buttcoin. Yeah, that's right. And the Buttcoiners were just constantly on and on, but we showed them all wrong, and throughout the time, I think there's even websites that track like big names, but then you never really know in crypto, are they saying that? Once it got quite big, like we had Jamie Dimon shitting on Bitcoin, like and threatening to fire anyone that does anything with it, like being really hardcore. The price tanked like mad, and then maybe like 4 months later, he comes out saying, "Oh, it's all right, it's not too bad, and we're starting to do this, and some high net worths have asked for it." So and you sort of think, yeah, you actually used your sway, didn't you, right there, to short the crypto, come out with the news, buy up a whole bunch, and join the circus.
Now, I'm not so crazy about this commercial. I think it's a little too long. I think, fortunately, they can recut it for future airings, just show 1 or 2 of those or one of those. And then my main complaint, I mean, I like Larry David and everything. I like all the stuff's funny, the batteries, killer jokes. But then when we get to the end, I want Larry to say that he likes the app. I want him to say that he likes FTX crypto and that he likes Bitcoin and he's going to buy it, because that would be for me a turn where he hates it. I kind of like this. And then it would just be do what Larry likes, which is only crypto, and it'd just be a different commercial. I don't know so much about this negative "don't be like Larry" message that they're putting at the end.
It is a definite interesting psychology in advertising. One of the big parts of marketing in general is the idea of don't think of a blue flamingo. And as soon as I say that, of course, in your mind's eye, a blue flamingo comes. You can't help but think of it when I tell you don't. So by putting the word "don't be," there's sort of this, I don't know, like there's this subconscious stuff that says, I don't want to FTX. I don't want, like, you miss out the details, and you can, it can happen like that. I actually wouldn't do your rendition of it. I like that at the end he's like, and it sort of backs up that he's wrong every single time. But instead of "don't be," you could say something like, follow the winners, or something like that. Something more
or fortune favors the brave.
Of course, there's that. Yeah.
All right, so we're kind of mixed on that one. Let's go to this one. They're playing this all the time on sports television and so forth. But we'll see how it goes. This is, sorry, back to the beginning. This is from crypto.com. This is LeBron James Super Bowl commercial with his younger self.
All right, so cordless headphones. You can watch movies through your phone. And y'all got electric cars?
Yeah.
The future is crunk.
Anything else you want to know?
Is the hype too much? Am I ready?
I can't tell you everything. But if you want to make history, you got to call your own shots.
We going to the league. We going to the league. We going to the league.
That's really weird. That's yeah. Wow, that's wacky.
Well, obviously they do a passable job with the CGI on the young LeBron. Yeah. I say it's a great commercial for LeBron. I just don't understand why they missed the obvious turn, which is LeBron should tell his past self to buy crypto.
Yeah.
Buy Bitcoin. Like everyone, if you had a time machine, they're like, I would go back and tell myself to buy Bitcoin. It's right there. Like it's in the thing. And he's right there. He could say at the end of the commercial, could be anything. But what's so funny, this version, the YouTube guys with their connection things, they blocked out the ad. The ad's at the end. It says fortune favors the brave, ties it into the Matt Damon commercial, and it says crypto.com. I think it's totally ineffective. Doesn't have anything to do with crypto. And they play it all the time. I don't even understand what past LeBron James telling himself these things has to do with his future or whatever. He was excited about the future anyway as a professional basketball star, an incredible athlete. He doesn't care if they have wireless headphones or movies or whatever.
Man, I don't know what to say about that one. That's really strange. And I fully agree with you that going back and saying, you know, buy some bigger, but he's made so much money. Why would he even tell himself to do that? I think
if he was an unsuccessful athlete, if it was like so-and-so breaks his leg, falls out of things, and he's like, I got to go back and tell myself to buy crypto because this athlete thing didn't work out. No, LeBron's athlete thing worked out great. He's in Space Jam 2. I mean, he's LA Lakers. I mean, this is unbelievable.
Space Jam 2,
but still the money and the level, he's on level with Michael Jordan, the only two basketball players in the Space Jam, or him and the other. So.
Yeah.
But I didn't like it either. I think it's ineffective, especially when you compare it to Coinbase. 20 million hits in a minute, totally trackable. All the information's there. I can see Brian Armstrong drooling as he looks at the stat page. And it's a different league. It's a totally different league. But again, they're playing this all the time on sports channels, on financial channels. Has LeBron James, one of the biggest stars in the world. Still not quite enough, really. This is our last major crypto commercial. I almost forgot this one. It's not a good sign for its quality. This is eToro's big game ad called Flying Your Way.
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Imagine a community where millions share ideas, trade stocks, crypto, and beyond.
To the moon?
In other words, eToro, the power of social investing.
I think the CG there is pretty crap of them flying. The particle effects are really good. Them forming into the thumbs up. But for me, it really reeks of, we got a shitload of money. Just give us something good. We're just a lot of wealthy people, very wealthy, they don't have much style, so they just buy the style. They're like, okay, I'm wealthy, I get Louis Vuitton, I get there's these brands that they get because they know that is fashionable in that moment, and they might like it or not like it, whatever, but they'll get it because that's what it is. Whereas, and I think that's similar for advertising. Sometimes when the very wealthy clients, they will just go to some big name marketing agency, pay them a hell of a lot of money, and they don't really understand taste and they just do it and go with it. Maybe that's not the case here, but I don't know. It's it's pretty blah. It just looks like sort of bad CGI. And I mean, when I say CGI, it's sort of more green screen, and then compositing. A lot of people that have been, you know, hung up on strings.
I agree. I think this is a major advertising company just putting out boring work. I would start with the song Fly Me to the Moon is a Frank Sinatra song. So we're talking 40s here, 20s, I don't know. Linking crypto and stocks, that's boring. It's not interesting. There's a Doge in there. I guess that's fun. The lady says, come with us to the moon or join us to the moon or something at the end. So let's go to the moon. So it has a crypto feeling there, but then they don't go to the moon. They go to the big mess in the sky. I think what they wanted to do here is a Reddit meme stock commercial. I think they wanted to have Robinhood missing the mark because you couldn't buy GameStop there. I think they wanted to have AMC theaters. I wanted to have, you know, things are not normal. They could have done that. But they came up with this. It's just boring. The idea of the social investing, the wisdom of the crowds, I don't buy it. It seems more like following the leader, being a clone, you know, joining everyone in the sky, not an individual. It doesn't have a good call to action. I don't know who they are. Plus, their name's eToro. Where's the bull? Like, put a bull in there. Like, how about a MGM lion bull roaring at the beginning? So I know that you're eToro. Or connecting it to some other commercials. Also, it's only 30 seconds. You can't cut it up into more commercials. But I will tell you, they play this one all day on the financial channel. I've been watching Crypto NBC, whatever they call CNBC now that it's been taken over by Bitcoin. And all the time they play this. So they must like it. They think it's a standard. I don't know.
Sure.
All right, we got one more. This is just a celebration of Jim Carrey. It doesn't really have anything to do with Bitcoin, but I wanted to play it because I love the movie The Cable Guy. And also, this is impossible, right? This is a dark comedy from, I want to say 92, maybe 94. They actually got Jim Carrey to do the ad, and they actually tied it in really well to their product. So here we go with Jim Carrey, Goodbye Cable by Verizon.
Cable guy!
No thanks, I don't need cable. I have Verizon 5G internet.
5G internet? Never heard of it.
5G ultra wideband? It's way better.
Oh, I see. So somehow your home is connected to the information superhighway on Verizon's ultra-fast 5G network wirelessly.
Yeah.
Magically beaming powerful invisible internet into some sorcerer's box without miles and miles of this. Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Wait. Can I see it?
Sure.
Whoa. They must have locked you into quite a contract.
Nope.
Hidden fees?
I love those.
Nope, price is the price.
This may be illegal, and you could spend time in a correctional facility. I'm gonna need to know who installed this.
Me. It's plug and play. But you can have Verizon install it.
Nice van. Well, let me juice you up at work.
Got one at my shop too. Runs my business.
Reception's good. But I'll come back tomorrow and double check.
No, I don't think we'll need you to come.
No. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. I have my fingers in my ears. No.
He'll be back.
No. Cable guy.
It's very good. Well, at that, I like it. It's great to see Jim back doing something. It's amazing when you don't see someone for ages and they've aged like the 10 years that you haven't seen them. You're like, wow, Jim. Yeah, cool stuff.
I love it. It ties into their product. It ties perfectly into the movie. There's so many little references, his stutter, the medieval times in the background, the information superhighway, the truck, him coming back, the fact that you could get your internet or your cable in this little box. You can plug it in yourself. Perfect mix of comedy, form, message. Like, I clearly understand you can get Verizon with a little box. You can install it yourself. You don't even have to wait for the cable guy. You won't meet Jim Carrey, the psychopathic cable guy. So total surprise, complete retro old commercial. Not a popular movie, I don't think. I love it, but
yeah, I mean, I know
that
cable companies have worked really, really hard to stay relevant in the US, and And I think this is the last nail in the coffin. A lot of them haven't jigged and tried to change their model. They've sort of, but yeah, good one. I've got to run. It's been absolutely lovely to do this.
I think we're going to head towards the end of the show. Josh, what's your favorite crypto commercial we watched today? Pick a winner.
I got to say the Coinbase. It's not the most fantastical. It's not the most fun, but it's very effective for if I'm looking at it just absolutely subjectively. Does it get clicks? Does it not? Is it beautiful? Is it not? All of this stuff doesn't matter. At the end of the day, as a company, you want those clicks, and so that objective view is what it is. So
yeah, I agree. Not everyone's favorite company in Bitcoin and crypto and all those things, but you put all that aside, they made an incredible ad. They had their big moment, their first Super Bowl ad. Maybe they'll have more, and they knocked it out of the park. Great job, Coinbase. Great job, advertising agency. All right, thanks to everybody for joining us. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below. Give us a comment. What was your favorite crypto commercial? Is there any that we missed? I thought we did pretty good getting those reference ones in. Also, sorry to all the NFT people. There was a lot of NFT hype about Coinbase doing an NFT commercial or this NFT or that NFT being in the Super Bowl. None of them made it. Yeah. All the hype was lies just to trick you into buying that NFT. So watch out for that. If it's too good to be true, like the World Crypto Network's having a Super Bowl commercial, that's too good to be true. Like that's the kind of nonsense we don't sell you here. But other people have lots and lots of that nonsense for sale. So watch out.
This has been really fun to do. So if you're in a part of the world where they run some crypto commercials, put the link in the below, and we might do some more reviews on Bitcoin crypto.
That'd be fun. I'd love to see some international Bitcoin commercials, Bitcoin commercials from Africa, how they try to sell it in another nation, another world, and we can react to that too. So thanks so much to everybody for joining us. Until next time, bye bye.